Good evening, everyone. Welcome into your Friday Night Sports Zone. A lot of high school football to get to, as always. I'm Ryan Wilson, joined by Jackson Rosinski. We had to put some jackets on tonight. Starting to feel like football weather out there, as Bradley was mentioning.
Sort of. I didn't put a jacket on, though. I still have the polo. I like the cold. We're just 2 weeks away from the start of the postseason in Ohio. The end of the season is coming up really soon, but a lot of teams in action tonight. Including
a big one in Wayne County. One team making their first trip out there ever. It was our game of the week. Class AAA, the defending champion Bridgeport Indians, heading to battle the Spring Valley Timberwolves. And Bridgeport doing what they wanted offensively. Direct snap to Landon Gillum. Makes a man miss off the line of scrimmage. He gets a big gain into Timberwolves territory. Next play, Gavin Williams, the direct snap. He's going to follow his blockers down the right sideline, running over people. And he's going to get into the end zone from 28 yards out. The Indians take a 7-0 lead. And after a missed fourth down conversion, Wolves trying to get a defensive stop. Logan Henson is going to get Williams down in the backfield for a loss. But a few plays later, they run the counter. Williams hands it off to Elijah Knight. He dives into the end zone for the touchdown. All Bridgeport in this one. The Indians get it done over Spring Valley, 48-14.
Down in Oak Hill, the Capital Cougars looking to bounce back, taking on the Red Devils this week. Picking up the action in the second half, Cougars quarterback Fernando Valdivia takes the read option himself up the middle, bouncing off tacklers, making some moves. And the Cougars get a good drive there, but they come up empty on that drive. Next Red Devil possession, Luke Endicott laces a pass to Antoine Hicks, who shakes off some tacklers for a first down. The Cougars go in front, though. It's Fernando Valdivia taking it himself here into the end zone to put Capital up 12-7. And then the 2-point conversion after that, Valdivia flips to DeMaje Spencer to take a 14-7 lead. Capital would bounce back after that loss to Huntington last week, going on the road and beating Oak Hill 27-7.
Let's go out to Bob Sang Stadium in Huntington. Speaking of those Highlanders, hosting the Parkersburg Big Reds in the MSAC. No score in the first quarter. Huntington moving the ball through the air. Wilson to Andreas Reese on 2nd and long, makes the catch and converts the first down. And they face a third down later in the drive. Tavion finds Dante Newsome with the first down. He keeps the drive alive. That ends the first quarter. No score in this one. A little bit of surprise, no score in the first quarter. But Highlanders get on the board. The counter to Antonio Pascal from 2 yards away, and Huntington is in, taking a 7-0 lead. After forcing a Big Reds punt, the Highlanders take control as Wilson going to keep it on the read option, and it was a great read. He's going to go all the way. Look at him scamper 69 yards for the touchdown. Huntington lead it 14-3 at the half, and their offense would come alive in the second half. They win it 35-3 over Parkersburg.
And over to Hurricane, where they welcome the Parkersburg South Patriots, trying to get back-to-back wins this season. Parkersburg South with the football. Taj Joyce, look at the pass, makes his way through a few defenders, and he's off to the races. All the way down the field for a 60-yard touchdown. What a play there for Parkersburg South. Now South with the ball again. Logan Graham gets the pass this time. He'll make his way past a couple of Redskin defenders. He gets the turn to take the ball 40 yards for a touchdown down the sideline. Hurricane, though, they'll answer back on this next play. Isaiah Kutcher looks over the middle and finds Riley Armstrong for an easy pass. He makes a move on the outside, breaks a tackle, and he's gone down the sideline, putting the Redskins on the board for the first time this game. But South will answer that back with another touchdown throw themselves again. Parkersburg South takes down Hurricane on the road, 49-21.
Points of Palooza in that one. Next to Ripley, the Vikings on homecoming looking to bounce back against the Winfield Generals at home. Generals up 7, though. Vikings deep in their own territory. Jackson Moore hits Kyler Fisher, and he makes a man miss on the short pass, and it looks like he's got nothing but green grass in front of him. But look at number 2 there. Making a fumble there at the 2-yard line, and the Generals take over. What a play to swing this game. Gannon Boggs takes the rock. He'll run into traffic, but cuts to the left and finds plenty of space. It's a foot race to the goal line. The Boggs is going to dive for the end zone. That was a 99-yard drive they capped off there. And it was all Winfield tonight after that. Here's Jared Miller taking the snap, rolls. He's going to throw an absolute dot to Dylan Paxton in stride over 2 defenders. Great throw and a better catch. Winfield dominates Ripley. 58-21 your final.
Let's head over to Crawford Field. South Charleston taking on St. Albans. We're going to start in the second quarter. That's when I got there earlier tonight. The Red Dragons were already down 21-0. South Charleston with the ball. Cino Riley drops back, looks over the middle, and he finds his target wide open.
Wow.
Devin Lazo, he's going to take it all the way to the house to put South Charleston up in this game. They would actually miss the PAT on the next play, so it would be 27-0. But St. Albans trying to get something going, and their quarterback passes right to the defense, and the defender, he's going to go all the way for a pick-6 touchdown for South Charleston. They would go up now 34-0 in the second quarter. But hey, no, don't fear. St. Albans is here. We're going to do another read option here for the quarterback. He's going to take it in himself, looking like Jalen Hurts for the touchdown. That was a great play. Made it look easy for the St. Albans, the Red Dragons. But South Charleston was too much for the Red Dragons tonight. The Black Eagles win it 62-15.
Let's go down to Logan County. Man taking on Chapmanville. Chapmanville still undefeated. I know that's your squad. Ooh, pancakes on the flag. I like that. No time to waste. Second play of the first drive. Handoff to Jeremy Collins, the senior, putting on the moves. And some man defenders going down. He's going to take it all the way to the house. Touchdown, Chapmanville. They're up quickly. Next drive for the Tigers. Take a look at this. Pass out to Easton Bender. Not initially caught, but look at the tip. And he's got it on the ground. The ball did not hit the ground. And the crowd is loving it. They come back with the catch there. Well, it seemed like man had a rough night here, trying to get going, just mauled by a bunch of Tigers, trying to get a run there. Hand off to Preston Kovac now for Chapmanville, and he is going to take it all the way there. Nice move there. As Chapmanville, a decisive win. They crush man, 55-0. They are still unbeaten.
Oof. All right, over to Logan County, where the undefeated Wildcats host the Scott Skyhawks. Before the camera was even set up, our guy Mitchell saw Luvante Keeney taking it to the house on the opening kickoff, putting Logan up 7-0 early in this game. And Logan with the football again. Adam Baisden finds Caden Justice in the end zone to extend that Wildcat lead to 14. They were looking strong early in this game. Scott looking for their second win of the season. But they're going to get a 4-and-out again. But their defense is going to make an answer here against Logan with a great interception there. But Scott's offense, unfortunately, they were unable to get anything going tonight. Logan, they're starting to drive down the field with Levante Keeney having a nice run there, the guy who scored on the opening kickoff. They would run up the score tonight against Scott, that is, 35-0.
How about the Polka Dots up in Putnam County and home at OO White Stadium, welcoming in the Williamstown Yellow Jackets. First play here, the Dots QB McBride handing off to Spencer Jones, and he gets it in. Polka ties Williamstown 7-all. The Williamstown looking to put themselves back in front. Breck Allen handing it off to Jackson Fulton up the middle. He's going to find some space, and he is pushed into the end zone for another Yellow Jackets touchdown as they take the lead right back. Here's Polka getting the kickoff, and they're going to receive it off the nice kick, nice high in the air. That's your boy Jackson McClanahan back to receive. He's going to break a few tackles and find the sideline.
He's so good.
It looks like he's going to go all the way, but he's going to be brought down right at the 1-yard line, and he fumbles out of the back of the end zone for the touchback. Williamstown extending the lead. Breck Allen finds a hole, breaks one tackle, breaks another, and spins his way into the end zone. Williamstown wins it over Polka 39-19.
McClanahan, we hear that name every week. He's a good guy. All right, up in Ellenboro, the Wahama White Falcons hope to stay undefeated against the Ritchie County Rebels. The White Falcons would have none of it. Isaiah Poole takes the pitch, and after a short gain, Trayvon Bears with the perfect form tackle. Wahama would build on that momentum. Quarterback Trey Simpkins rocks and fires it to a wide open Robert Roush for the touchdown. White Falcons up 7-0. Later in that quarter, Wahama builds on the lead. Easton White takes the handoff and turns into White Lightning, that is. He is gone. A 68-yard touchdown on the scamper. The White Falcons lead grows to 14-0. And one more to show you from this one. Bears with a 3-yard score. Wahama gets to 7-0 on the season as they take down Ritchie County on the road 53-8.
And let's go down to Beckley. Homecoming night for the Flying Eagles of Woodrow Wilson. Riverside is in town to try to spoil that party. First quarter, Riverside on the move. Senior Braden Tatum on the prowl, but the drive stalls. Woodrow with the ball, but the snap is too high. Riverside all over that fumble as they recover it. Great momentum for the Warriors. And here's Brad Tatum slinging it on the run to Jace Cook. Beautiful catch there. Riverside strikes first. They go up 6-0. Woodrow trying to get back on track, and they go right to the well. The run game that's been so successful for them this season. Gage, Burdette, zigs, and zags, and moves the change. They would eventually score. Woodrow Wilson, they get it done. 42-18 over Riverside. You know, we love rivalries with names on this show in this area. A big one across the Big Sandy in Kentucky. It's called the Battle for the Barrel, but it's been one-sided recently.
One team is looking to snap a 21-game losing streak to the other. Would that change tonight in Boyd County, Ryan?
Well, rivals just down the road, the Ashland Tomcats, did not have to travel far, taking on those Boyd County Lions. Let's go action in the second quarter. Tomcats with possession. Justin Hughes hands the ball off to Cameron Davis, showing some speed and sprinting towards the sidelines, avoids a tackle from the defense just short of the end zone there, just at the 1-yard line. They would cash in on the next play as Hughes is going to take the handoff here to Davis, finds the opening and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Extra point is good. Tomcats take a 7-0 lead. Lions looking to push back. The Tomcats would fumble the kickoff there. Boyd County recovers from a few yards from the end zone. They hand it to Thomas Crawford, who makes a quick move into the end zone. Game is tied at 7, but Ashland keeps the dominance going. They win their 22nd straight against Boyd County. 48-7, the final in that one.
All right, let's head over to Raceland, who's taking on Fairview in another Kentucky battle. Raceland, they're going to kick it off to Fairview. Anthony Vendetti for the Eagles is actually going to muff the football there, and it's picked up by Max Burton for the Rams to start the game. Next play, quarterback Jacob Waller finds Brigham Davidson over the middle for the first down, just short of the goal line. Then Waller will drop back to pass. Next play again to Jonah Arnett, who takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. Raceland would go up 35-0 at that point. Waller is going to throw it up another time, this time to Eli Evans. Contested it in the end zone, but Evans would come down with it. 42-0 Raceland. Again, Raceland. Waller giving it to his receivers to do the heavy lifting. Parker Eisen would fall near the 6-yard line. Raceland would go on to score that drive, and the Rams keep their season going strong with a 55-6 win over Fairview.
Could get right back to the state championship. All right, let's go down to Coal Grove, a game in Ohio. South Point taking on Coal Grove. Ohio, looks like you might have some technical difficulties here. There we go. Dawson Bryan High School, the home there, taking on South Point. 2nd and 19 for the Hornets, and the quarterback is going to be running. Ryland Smith tries to throw it away. Oh, the toe tap interception by Braden Jackson, stalling that drive. Here's 4th down for South Point. Here's KJ McLean, finds Elio Patterson for the first down, wide open, and he's going to step out of bounds there. Same drive. South Point's going to cash in. Landon Vance, the handoff. Nice cut up the middle. He gets into the end zone. 7-0. South Point leads it, but here come the Hornets once again. First down from the 32-yard line. Handoff to Caden Murphy. Jukes the defender. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. What a juke move there. The Hornets would turn it on from there.
Don't replay that one.
A massive win, 44-15 over South Point.